Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are thorough with your last two lectures. Now, let's continue with the next one. You are thorough with molarity and molarity. Now, next method of expressing concentration of solution is mole fraction. Mole fraction. What is mole fraction? It is defined as the ratio of number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all the components present in the solution. It is denoted by the letter X. Now, mole fraction of the solute. How will you determine the mole fraction of the solute? The ratio of number of moles of solute to the total number of moles of solute and solvent is called mole fraction of the solute. Let number of moles of solute is N1. Number of moles of solvent is N2. So mole fraction of solute is N1 upon N1 plus N2. Now how will you determine N1? Number of moles is given mass upon molar mass. Number of moles of solvent is also given mass upon molar mass. By calculating the number of moles of solute and solvent, you can determine the mole fraction of any one component. Now how will you determine the mole fraction of solvent? Mole fraction of solvent is the ratio of number of moles of solvent to the total number of moles of solute and solvent. Let number of moles of solute is N1. Number of moles of solvent is N2. So mole fraction of solvent is equal to N2 upon N1 plus N2. Children, it must be clear that sum of mole fraction of solute plus solvent is always equal to unity 1. Suppose you know the mole fraction of solute. You can determine the mole fraction of solvent by subtracting it from 1. Suppose mole fraction of solute is 0.2. So what will be the mole fraction of solvent? 1 minus 0.2 is equal to mole fraction of solvent. Let us solve a question based on mole fraction. Now the question is, calculate the mole fraction of benzene in solution containing 30% by mass of it in carbon tetrachloride. Here benzene is solute and carbon tetrachloride is solvent. So what is the formula of mole fraction? Mole fraction of solute is equal to N1 upon N1 plus N2. So first step is calculating N1. Second step is calculating N2. Then put the values in the formula and you can determine the mole fraction of the solute, that is benzene. So let us solve the question. Mass of benzene Wb is equal to 30 grams. Molar mass of benzene is 78 grams. So number of moles of benzene is equal to given mass upon molar mass. 30 upon 78 is equal to 0.385. Now mass of carbon tetrachloride is 70 grams. Molar mass of carbon tetrachloride is 154 grams. So what is the number of moles of carbon tetrachloride? It is 70 upon 154 is equal to 0.454. So now what is the mole fraction of benzene? Mole fraction of benzene Xb is equal to number of moles of benzene upon number of moles of benzene plus number of moles of carbon tetrachloride. So it is equal to 0.459. So mole fraction of solute is 0.459. So what will be the mole fraction of carbon tetrachloride? Now you know sum of mole fraction of solute and solvent is equal to 1. So how will you calculate? How will you determine the mole fraction of solvent? It is 1 minus 0.459. You will get the mole fraction of carbon tetrachloride. I hope so everyone is clear with this question. Now we have to start next topic, solubility. We will discuss solubility of solids in liquid, solubility of different types of solids in different liquids. Then solubility of gases in liquids. One by one we will discuss these terms. Now what is solubility? So what is solubility? Solubility of a substance is its maximum amount that can be dissolved in a specified amount of solvent at a specified temperature. It depends upon nature of solute and solvent as well as temperature and pressure. Let us consider the effect of these factors in solution of a solid or a gas in a liquid. Now, solubility of a solid in a liquid. So children, you know every solid does not dissolve in a given liquid. Suppose we have to dissolve sugar and salt in water. Sugar will be dissolved in water and salt as well. But what happens if you want to dissolve naphthalene in water? It will not dissolve. You have done last year also. Like dissolves like. Polar solvents dissolve polar molecules in it, and non-polar solvents dissolve non-polar molecules in it. Now we have to discuss few terms: dissolution and crystallization. I think you revise whatever we have done today. Tomorrow we will discuss few more terms. We will start with dissolution and crystallization. Thank you. That's all for today, and tomorrow I will give you home assignments.